Hi, everybody. My name is Jay Miller,
And my name is Hazel Miller.
and we are the co-publishers at Book Hug Press. We hope everybody's ready for some virtual theater because it's our great pleasure to welcome you to the virtual launch of Trapsongs by Shannon Bramer.
Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge that we are joining you from the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. We also recognize that some of you in the audience may be joining from other places, and we encourage anyone who wishes to do so to please share an acknowledgement of where you're joining from at the chat function at the bottom of your screen.
So we've been really looking forward to this evening for lots of reasons. We've known Shannon and worked with her for many, many years now. In fact, we first met her way back in the early 90s at York University. And we had the great pleasure of publishing her poetry in several publications that Hazel and I ran then, and she published some of my work in publications that she ran then. There was a lot of collaboration going on between the two of us. And we did a couple of early chapbooks of hers, and we did her 2017 poetry collection, Precious Energy, which was such a wonderful book to work on. And several years ago, we actually saw a production of Mona Rita at the Fringe Festival here in Toronto, and we quickly became huge admirers of her work as a playwright as well. So we're really delighted to wish a happy birthday to Trapsongs, a collection of comedies that navigate the realm of the surreal and absurd.
Before we turn things over to our wonderful host, Kirby, we'd first like to take a quick moment to provide just a little bit of an overview of tonight's launch and the format for it. Soon you're going to meet some really special guests that Shannon has invited to be part of tonight's celebration, and more on this soon. I also just want to let everyone know that their closed captions are available for tonight's event, and to find those, there should be along the bottom of your screen a little CC icon, and you can click on that and follow the prompts in order to access the captions. And I also wanted to let everyone know that we are going to allow some time at the end for audience questions. So any questions that you might have that you want to pose to Shannon, please submit them through the Q&A function, which is also at the bottom of your screen, and we'll leave as much time as we can to try and ensure that everyone's questions are answered.
And if you haven't already purchased a copy of Trapsongs, you can do so through our website. And you can also order as many copies as you like. Books do make great gifts. Our website is bookhugpress.ca, and we are actually currently having a holiday sale on all the titles that are available through our website, including Trapsongs and Shannon's poetry collection, Precious Energy. Everything is 25% off until December 23rd. And for those of you who have joined us tonight, we're also offering the opportunity to get personalized copies. We don't actually live that far from Shannon, so if you would like to have her inscribe your book to you or anyone else, just you can include that information when you make the purchase on our website. There's a field where you can request that and let us know how you want the inscription made out. And we'll coordinate a time soon to safely bring books to Shannon, and she can personalize them for anyone interested in having a personalized copy.
And the last thing I wanted to mention is that tonight's event is being recorded, and it will be made available to view on our YouTube channel in the not too distant future. And so now on with the event. After all, it's not us that you've gathered to see, it's Shannon. So it's our great pleasure to welcome tonight's wonderful host, poet and bookseller and publisher of Knifework Book, a dear friend of us and a great supporter of the press, but also a very dear friend of Shannon. And the person I am speaking of is the one and the only, the very beautiful, generous soul that is Kirby. Over to you, Kirby.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us at tonight's launch of Shannon Bramer's incredible collection called Trapsongs. It's 3 plays. Shannon and I share a love of plays and of poetry. And this is how I first came to know Shannon, actually through her book hug book, Precious Energy, that came out in 2017. And I fell in love with this collection when it first came out. It became one of my favorites of this year. And one of the reasons why I love it is the reason why I love her plays. There's such a bold, inventive energy, not just energy, but it just smacks of the truth. Shannon, you have this great quality of being able to find what resonates in others and take it even further, go even deeper. I was always incredibly moved that you went the distance. And that is true in this collection of poetry and also true in your stage work. And I saw your first production, the first production of mine that I got to see of yours was The Hungriest Woman in the World, which was staged in Toronto. And I went to see it, of course, because I was in love with your poetry and I wanted to see how that actually came to life on stage, how your words and your imagination came to life on stage. And you didn't disappoint in the slightest. In fact, another reason why I love your work is, in this case, you treat theater like theater. And what I mean by that is you allow us as the audience to also imagine along with you. And the play's the thing, and you allow for play and wonderment and discovery. So, and especially at this time when I know both Hazel and I are lamenting the darkness of theaters these days, I so long to sit once again in a theater and the excitement, anticipation of the lights lowering and something unfolding. And we're going to recreate that a bit this evening with a scene from Shannon's first play, Monorita. We're going to get a little taste of that. Newfoundland found it first, thanks to the Women's Work Festival in St. John's. And I hope you enjoy this reading and stick around for our Q&A afterwards. But for now, it's my pleasure to introduce the one and only Shannon Bramer.
Hi, everybody. It's so lovely to be here, and I'm nervous, but I'm so excited, and I just want to thank everybody. I have a little list in front of me because I don't want to forget anyone. Kirby, I love you, as you know, and thank you for doing this for me. Jay and Hazel, we've known each other for years, and I'm just so appreciative and grateful that this book happened, especially as this pandemic unfolded. To publish a book of plays is incredible and generous and wonderful. And it's hope. It just gives, I think, me and a lot of other theater creators a lot of hope. And I wanted to thank all of Team Book Hug, Kate, who did this exceptional, beautiful design and cover, and there are photographs inside. It's an exquisite document of the whole process and all the work, and holds everybody that I worked with, that I have worked with, had the pleasure of working with over the years inside this book. So it's so special to me. So I wanted to thank Kate Hargraves for the design and Stuart Ross for the copy edit. It's very difficult to copy edit a book of plays. There's so many little quirks and idiosyncratic things, and Stuart did just such a great job. Danny, who's done the publicity, and Alex, who's running the tech right now. Thank you. I want to thank the family and friends who've come to the shows. My family's so supportive, and my friends are so supportive, and I love you. And then I want to thank all the people who have worked on these plays over the years. There's 3 plays in the book. Hungriest Woman in the World, which is the most recent, and The Collectors, and of course Monorita, which 10 years ago today, or right now, maybe not today, but I was gearing up and getting very excited about going to Newfoundland to see my first play ever being staged. So, and that was because of the Women's Work Festival. You should look the festival up. they're a wonderful dramaturgical festival, and I got to go 4 times to go and work on plays there and have professional dramaturgy and actors work on the plays. And it's helped me over the years so much. And Ruth Lawrence and Sara Tilley are here tonight to read from a scene from Mona Rita, which I'm so excited about. They are in the original cast, and were also the co-producers along with Nicole Rousseau of RCA Theatre in St. John's. And they opened the door for me and gave me permission to try and become a playwright. And the scene that they're going to read is near the beginning of the play, and it's the 2 characters, Mona and Rita, they started off as sort of 2 halves of one person in my mind, and then it evolved and they became separate. And both characters are having trouble with this separation. And it's an absurd piece, but it's grounded in a lot of realism and real feelings. And so you'll meet Sara, who plays Mona, who is the exhausted mother, who is wondering why her friend doesn't want to participate with her in the meetings that they have normally, these special witchy meetings. And you'll meet Rita, who is very different from Mona, and she is struggling with Mona's attachment to her. So I think that's all I'll say, because I don't think you need to know more than that. And I hope you enjoy the piece. And I will mute myself now and we'll move on. Thank you guys so much.
Did you take out more sex books?
Yes, a few. To peruse at our meeting, to study. I've even got a few new ones and a couple from a garage sale.
Let's see them, girly.
This one has good pictures. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Oh my. These books are all at least 30 years old. I wonder what these people look like now.
The same, only a little bit wrinkly, a little bent.
Boot. Gray. Dilapidated.
Oh, hey, look at her. Now she looks good. Look at her bone structure. She'll age well. Wish I had cheekbones like that.
I wish I had tits like that.
Boobs. I like the word boobs better now that I have a child.
Okay, boobs, whatever, boobies. I wish I had a pair of those to take downtown.
No way, Rita. Your boobs are just right. They're the perfect size and the perfect shape. 2 handfuls, no more, no less. That's all you need.
Thanks, Mona. I'm happy you approve.
Does he still appreciate them?
I'm not sure, but at least he knows they're there.
Do they each have their own nickname?
No, but the pair of them are called the Pigeons.
I always wanted my husband to call my breasts Bud and Bob.
You really are a nut, my dear.
Well, Bud is smaller than Bob.
I know, Mona. You always bitched about that, your tiny left tit, but you can hardly notice it.
No?
No, not at all.
They say that women with small boobs tend to be a bit more anxious and moody.
Makes sense.
They say that attractive people are happier, but that ugly people have a more authentic experience of happiness.
They probably do.
Why do you think that is?
Beauty protects us, Mona.
Does it?
Well, it does me anyway. Whenever I feel particularly beautiful, I don't notice things on the outside as much. I feel calm and contained, like a pearl in a shell.
I don't know what that's like.
In fact, I turn away from ugliness, from ugly people. I do. I turn away from painful
Well,
situations.
I already know about pain and ugliness, Rita, but happiness, let's get back to that. I'd like to talk about happiness.
Happiness is not a potato.
A potato?
Charlotte Bronte said that. Happiness is not a potato.
Rita, since when did you start?
Something you can cultivate. It is a glory shining far down upon us out of heaven.
Wait, Charlotte Bronte.
Heaven, Mona. Heaven, isn't that lovely?
I didn't know that you were reading Charlotte Bronte.
Don't panic, it's for a course.
A course? Now you're taking a course?
Yeah.
The kind you take in the evening with other adults?
Yes, Mona.
I didn't know you were taking a course. This is confusing. I don't mean to be difficult here, but I thought that reading was more of my thing.
It's for work, Mona, work. So it doesn't really count. It's nothing, honey. It's dumb.
Well, what's the name of the course? Tell me, please.
All right, but don't make a big thing about it. It's called Inspiring Women in the Money Market.
Oh. Well, that is a course. My God. Why now, Rita? What is the point of it?
Let me see if I can remember. Oh, yes. It's supposed to help expand my poetic corporate vocabulary. You know, help females engage other female clientele with more creative, inspired ways of seeing, buying, spending, blah, blah, whatever. The books are good, but it's a bit of a scam, really.
Reading Charlotte Bronte is a scam? I don't understand.
How can I make my client happy? How can I make her feel smart and safe with me? It's simple. Speak to her. Touch her. Converse, honey. Get nice and cozy before we start moving the cash. You get it, sweetie? They don't want us talking hair and shoes anymore.
Well, I like the potato part anyway.
Good. Let's forget it. All I know is you can't force yourself to be happy. You can't force it.
No,
No, it's not something you can pretend to be for very long.
you can't pretend to be a potato.
But I'm a potato, Mona. I mean, look, my skin is so old and rough.
No, Rita, you're pretending. You're always pretending.
To be happy?
A happy potato.
Here you go, darling. We always start like this, don't we?
Let's talk. Rita, let's get to it.
About potatoes, shall we? Sad potatoes.
Yes, Rita, it's time. Let's investigate this.
Let's. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you care about whether or not people see you as being happy?
No, I only care about being happy.
They say that truly happy people are as alienating as truly sad people.
Well, I usually prefer sad people. I like the sad ones. Most people do, I think. Happy people. You don't want to let them down.
No, sir. I'm a private person, Rita. I don't like it when people know how sad I am. Happy people always seem to be able to detect my sadness. They can be so scrutinizing, you know?
I don't like my men sad. I like men
Tall.
No, I don't mind short men at all. I like to overpower them.
Oh, wait, I got it. Funny. He has to be funny, right? A funny man is hard to find.
Mona, I just like my men to be social, friendly, you know, good in a group. Someone I can go out and get drunk with. Someone who won't go home early and leave me in a bar to find my own way home.
Wow, that's it.
Yep, that's why I attract difficult, antisocial men.
All those shy motherfuckers.
Yes, exactly. The motherfuckers. Men who brood. They're the ones that really go for me and my big ones.
Of course, your two beauties.
The pigeons.
Mona tickles Rita under the arms and makes a cooing noise like a pigeon. She knocks Rita to the floor and they lose themselves in the tickle fight. They end up in an awkward embrace. This time, Mona's cell phone rings, a bouncy funky, familiar pop song ring that catches them both by surprise. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight, and breaks the spell. Rita wiggles out from under Mona. Mona takes the call.
Why are you calling me? Yes. Oh no, sweetheart. No, I forgot. It's in the kitchen under the blue basket behind the phone where the fruit is. No, I'm not mad. It's my fault. Yeah, it's my fault. I'm still with Rita. No, I'm not in a bad mood. I just don't want to be interrupted. Well, if I do that, I'll have less time here. No, we need a bit longer than that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get the milk. Okay, is that good enough? Good. Near the fruit bowl. Thanks. What? He's still sleeping. Oh my God, please go wake him up. No, I don't care how fucking cranky. Well, fuck. I'll never get him down later. I will never get him to bed, okay? Okay? He is? Bye. Love you. Yeah. Bye. Behind the phone. Yeah. Love you. Bye. Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Does your husband know about us? The way we talk?
Yes. He knows a little. He likes it when I talk about you. He's always admired you, Rita.
Sure he has. Does he know about the foot massages we give each other? He isn't concerned about them?
He knows. He knows the way I feel. He says I get really strange and tense when we haven't seen each other for a while. He knows that you're special. He knows that what we have is special.
Did you bring your list?
Already? No.
I'm sorry, Mona. I just can't stay too long.
What? Are you kidding me? You're not the one with the kid.
That's true, but I still have a life, Mona. I have a job, remember? I get up every day and go to work.
I know that.
Come on, sweetheart. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's do the lists.
Okay. Okay, fine. If you want to be so businesslike about it, then here it is. We're way overdue anyway. So this month, we said that we would each present two lists, a list of things to be done away with and a list of questions. And don't forget, next time we meet, whenever that happens, we've got dinner, a foreign film, and our annual list of things that we want.
You go first. 3 things to be done away with. Go.
Chicken wings.
Really, that's a strange place to start.
Cartilage, Rita, cartilage.
Fine, done. No more chicken wings. Next.
Grunting.
Grunting.
I don't mind animals that grunt. I just don't like people grunting. I like words, articulated sounds. Grunting gets on my nerves.
What about when people grunt in bed while they're fucking?
I don't like it, no.
What about cute baby grunting? Don't little kids make funny primordial sounds when they're teething, when they're learning to talk?
Not my kid, thank God.
You're insane, but okay. I'm a moaner myself. I'll give you grunting.
Thank you. Good.
Your last one?
This is my big one, so don't laugh. I spent a long time trying to think of something important, something profound, okay? Now, I would like to rid humanity of arrogance.
Arrogance, really? What kind of fun would that be? I mean, you'd be sucking the world of all its personality if you rid us of our arrogance.
Rita, please, we don't need it.
Nothing would ever happen if it weren't for arrogance. No one would ever do anything big. Nothing wonderful would happen if an arrogant person didn't imagine they could do it, right?
No, no, Rita, that is not arrogance. That's something else. Determination, bravery.
In small doses, arrogance adds just that extra bit of sparkle, don't you think?
No, I don't. I want to be rid of it. Arrogance is destructive. It's unhealthy. It diminishes us. Wait a minute now. Arrogance excludes. It facilitates criticism and elitism. It promotes clicks and clacks and big shoes on tiny feet and dumb people feeling smart and good when what they should be feeling all the time is stupid and really, really bad.
I'm not sure, Mona. I think you're making a mistake. I think you're a teeny bit off your rocker, honey.
Are we the same person? Do we feel the same things?
No, we are not. I'm sorry, but I think that the world is at great risk of becoming dull and dysfunctional without arrogance. So forget it. We did away with vanity last time, remember? Ridiculous. But I did that for you.
Rita, please. Fuck.
We're keeping arrogance. I need my arrogance. And stop swearing so much, honey. It isn't working. It doesn't suit you. Listen. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Swear all you want, really. It's cute, Mona. It's just that sometimes you overdo it, you know? Don't pout. You got 2 out of 3. Do your questions. Let's move on. Come on. Come on.
Would someone other than my husband sleep with me if I made it possible?
Yes, Mona, of course. Next question.
How can I find someone else to sleep with from time to time without my husband finding out?
Sleep.
You know what I mean.
You're going to have to sneak around, Mona. That's how it's done. Get a babysitter. Say you're with me. Whatever works. Keep it simple.
How do you know if someone loves you?
They lie for you.
I don't think so.
Well, it kind of depends on the kind of love. When I love people, I lie for them. I protect them from their own lies. I encourage lying. Lying makes people feel safe.
You've got it all wrong, my friend. Love's about being honest. When you love someone, you aren't afraid to tell them the truth. I think that's why fragile people are so unlovable.
Here again, you're not making sense.
I am. And I think that's why my husband doesn't love me anymore. I'm too fragile. He thinks I might break, so he can't love me. He doesn't want to hold me too tightly. When he comes home from work, he picks up Sasha and tosses him up in the air. He's not afraid of breaking Sasha, but he's afraid of breaking me.
Is that why you want to sleep with someone else?
Yes. I want revenge. Want to be broken in two by someone other than my husband. I think it'll be exciting. I think it'll make me feel better.
You won't.
I want something new. I want to see if someone new might find something new in me. Something else. Maybe there's something else down here, something good, something beautiful.
It's not that simple. You don't really want some total stranger digging around inside you, do you?
Not really. No, not just anyone. Maybe I just want him to keep digging, keep looking. It's almost as if he stopped.
We've been together a long time, Mona.
Is this what happens after a long time?
I think so. People get to know what they need to know. They fill up.
Is this going to happen to us too?
Stop, Mona.
I wonder if an affair might help my marriage in the long run. I might learn something. I might become more desirable. I could be like you.
Like me.
Aloof, mysterious, in control.
out of control. That would be more accurate.
Well, you cheated. You did it. I'd like to see what it feels like to cheat.
The situation was completely different. I'm not married, remember?
Well, just because it didn't make you feel better, that doesn't mean that it won't help me.
Mona, forget it. It's hell. Once the trust goes, it's all so exhausting.
Is it? Well, I wouldn't know anything about it. I am too delicate. I'm too domestic for your dirty stories.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about it. It was personal, private. I was embarrassed, okay? I didn't want to talk about it. It was my thing, Mona. Mine.
Your thing. I guess it was your thing, your new thing. You have any idea how I felt? I was heartbroken, and then you didn't call me back. I didn't even get to meet the guy.
The guy?
Yeah, meet him. I wanted to meet him. I think I should be allowed to meet.
What a one-night stand, okay? A two-night thing. Mona, whatever. I don't know what it was. Do you understand? We hardly even knew each other's
Right. And then it was all over, and I didn't even get to.
No, you didn't meet him. Big deal. I was living my life, Mona. My God. Look, take Sasha out and meet some other mothers. Find someone new to talk to, someone fresh. I can't be the only one.
Now we're changing the subject. Other mothers. Other mothers? No. I hate other mothers. I hate going for play dates, and I'm so sick of people telling me that I should go out on more play dates. Make sure Sasha plays with other kids, make some mommy friends, get out into the community, because I am already in the community. I'm already here, right?
Yeah, I think that you have to start meeting.
You are looking at me now, so I must be here. I must be. You see me, Rita. You see me, right? Am I here? Am I here or what? What? You fucks!
Calm down and please your mouth, sweetie. Jesus, I don't know what's gotten into you.
No, you listen to me. Have you ever been to an early years center? A drop-in? It's so awful. I shouldn't say it. I know these places are important. These are safe places, good places, but they are just not for me, Rita. They're not. I still take Sasha. I still take him. He loves it. At least I think he does, but I can't stand the noise, the snot, the puzzles, the primary colors, the crushed cereal, all the teething babies drooling, all the crying and fighting over the sticky plastic toys, the disheveled, lumpy adults tugging the older kids around, pushing them towards the arts and crafts table, staring blankly over the Play-Doh, trying to stay awake, trying not to spill hot coffee on their strange little heads, the sweating squares of orange cheese, the horrible smell of apple juice. Rita, I always feel like I am letting Sasha drink piss out of those little paper cups.
Jesus Christ, Mona.
I know.
But why do you hate them?
Wow. Oh my God, I love you two so much. I want to spend the whole night with you. Rita and Mona. Oh my, wow. That was such a solid, extraordinary, such a extraordinary morsel of theater, and it just left me salivating and wanting so much more. I could hang, darling, where did these women come from? Where did they come from?
Well, that's a tough one. Yeah, they just popped up into my brain in the first few years of having my first child. And they would not let me go. They kept having their conversation.
Ruth and Sara, thanks for bringing that to life this evening. Oh my God, talk about breaking the fourth wall. Zoom is forever changed. Zoom is forever changed. Thank you so much. Wow. I fell in love with these women. And how special to be privy to their conversation. You know?
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park. They really did. I loved what they did, and I loved seeing the production change and shift and blossom over the tour that happened. And
mentioning that you're able to go a number of times to be with them in Newfoundland, I'm wondering how much of that, and seeing it in rehearsal and whatnot, how much of that informed the play, informed any changes, informed how you were, what ended up on the stage and what's ending up on the page that we're hearing this evening.
Yeah, I feel like the play, but it was interesting because when I went to St. John's for the first time to see the show, Ruth kind of warned me. She had said, Shannon, we went with the clown part of the show, and we really went because the writing, the script, I like to leave a fair bit back so that the director and the creators can find their own way in. I don't like to be too bossy in my script.
Yes.
So that's part of what's really exciting for me with playwriting. And so she told me about the wig and about all of it, and I saw it and I was thrilled. And then as time went on, the piece, all of the underlying physical stuff between Mona and Rita really bubbled up as well, which was wonderful. Yeah.
I found this broadside. Happiness is regular sex and potatoes. Would you agree?
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
I would. When we found when it came about the potatoes, I'm going, oh my God, I remember that happiness is regular sex and potatoes. What's your favorite topic to explore in your work, in your theater work? What links these plays together, these three plays together? I'm curious.
Okay, I was thinking about what questions might come up, and I think those two questions definitely go together. In terms of a topic, I know that I'm not, for better or worse, I'm not a topical writer. I think what I'm really attracted to is the guts, like what's going on inside of people. And I like to work around that type of thing. So, but then that ends up touching what's happening in the world that way, I think.
Yes.
And I'm, as you would know from reading the introduction, boundaries, I'm really interested in that and in how we navigate where we end and begin with other people and in our relationships. And that is definitely what unifies, I think, all three plays in very different ways deal with that.
Well, yeah. that and you have the guts to say you hate the fucking smell of apple juice. There's this great passage that was in this that was just read. Mona saying, I want something new. I want to see if someone new might find something new in me, something else. Maybe there's something else down there, something good, something beautiful. Isn't that the question we all want to suss out for ourselves?
I think so. Yeah.
There's the resonance. It's that great song in Sound of Music. Elaine Stritch sang it in her one-woman show. I must have done something good. Tell me there's something good here. Exactly.
Yeah, it can be hard. It can be hard to feel that sometimes. So.
But it's also, it's clearly why we're in relationship, to actually get a new experience of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's really remarkable about your work, both in your poetry and plays, is that discovery. And when I said going the distance earlier, it's the little more that is often never spoken, but you speak it. You speak it, and I am so grateful that that's the case.
Well, I think it's because the characters let me do that, and because people, it's hard. I love theater and writing plays because it's hard to communicate verbally sometimes, and then we make mistakes and we say things. Sometimes we say things perfectly, and then other times we say the completely opposite thing of what we're feeling and thinking. And then sometimes people say all kinds of things about things they don't even know about, and they say those things beautifully. And so it's really fun I love subtext. I love everything underneath, everything that we can say, and then everything that what's there, everything that we don't say is really interesting to me too.
There's the dance, there's the do-si-do, there's
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, because writing both plays for theater and poetry, when you're doing your writing, do you start out knowing whether this is going to be a poem or a play?
Not always, because there are both the playwriting and the poetry a lot of the time are driven by a voice. So some of my poems definitely have a feeling of a monologue to them.
Yes.
And it's so with plays, the plays have happened when there's a conversation that keeps persisting in my mind. And then when I sit down, it starts to take on a life of its own. Whereas the poems happen in a little bit of a different way. I still sweat over every single line that I write in a play. I still kind of agonize the same way when I'm writing a play, but the characters then start to kick in and take over in a different way. And the process feels different because of that.
Oh, sweet agony. Please agonize some more for us, darling. It's like Mark Kozelek, who's the lead singer in Red House Painters. One of the reviewers said, Mark Kozelek's pain is our gain.
Oh.
It's just something we go through as artists, And I'm curious about the title Trapsongs, because in the little notes at the beginning, you mentioned how it came out of a mouse infestation in a home of a play that you hadn't finished. And then I had this idea, oh my God, little mice trapped, and they're singing their last little song. They're in their little trap songs. And I thought, oh my God, don't we all start out trapped and want to sing a song that releases us, that liberates us somehow? Can you say a little bit more about your connection to that title? And I'm curious if that play is still in the works.
Yes, I think when I was writing, I'm still trying to finish that play, and it about a husband and a wife, and they have mice in their house, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with it, and they don't want to use warfarin, and they end up at a dinner party and all kinds of conversation happens. But when I was writing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same thing. I'm writing the same play again. and
Oh,
to be honest, on my way to pick up my son, I was worrying about something. I was worrying about something from the past, and it was bothering me and nagging at me. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, Shannon, like, when are you gonna let that go and move on with your life and stop pulling that in and revisiting it? And it's like a familiar thing for me to do. So I think that's why it comes up over and over again in my work. And I think it's just part of, it's interesting to me because it's, I know I'm not the only one who does that, who struggles that way. And it feels very satisfying to play with that problem.
yeah, it's kind of like I've always said, it's not like I've got to go digging for shit. If there's an impediment to myself being here, that impediment will surface.
Yeah.
Okay. And that thing that keeps coming up that I go, oh, we've come back to a little circle of this. So I'll look at it from where I'm at now, right? That's, oh my God. And that's clearly where people begin to resonate. Like one of the people here on chat says, I thought I was the only way that felt that way about apple juice. And then you realize, oh no, darling.
No.
Especially the god awful store-bought Allens that, oh my God. I bought some wipes. You know how all the wipes are gone all over. You can't get any disinfectant wipes. And then I bought these wipes and they smelled like baby diapers. Don't ask me how I know. But they smelled like baby diapers. I said, like, I want to wipe with these. Okay. Hi, darling. Is there a character that you identify with most in these plays? Closest to you?
A lot of people who've seen my most recent play, Hungriest Woman in the World, the actor who played the character, Amy, she actually resembled Nora Jane Williams. She resembled me a little bit, except she was much more petite than I am. And a lot of people thought that was like me up there. You know, that was, but I loved creating her, and I feel very connected to her as a character. She's someone who I understand fully. I've never been as wild as Amy. I've never gone out and stayed out all night with other people, and I hate to break that to people because some people are disappointed when I say that I've never done that in real life. But her heart and her struggle are very, yeah, I love all, I can relate to all the characters, but my favorite, I think I really relate most, to be honest, with the clowns in my plays. And there's always a clown. And in Hungriest Woman, the lighting designer, who's LD in the play, who comes in near the end and starts telling everybody off and telling Rob everything he's doing wrong. I think that's probably the closest to me, because I like to, it's kind of, I wish I could be like LD, the professional illuminator. Yes.
Sure, I'll come in and rip your mask off.
Exactly.
Oh, but how lovely to be able to, I mean, that's where your inventiveness comes in. Like, to give away your little secret that I haven't stayed out all night or whatever, like that sort of thing. But you get to invent that possibility and create and live through it. It's really the gift of creating theater and creating characters. And do you feel better like stepping into a presentational role, kind of stepping into a character as opposed to presenting yourself?
Yes, 100%. It's much easier. Yes, I sometimes I pretend, well, yes, people know about my cousin Kalinda, some people, and she allows me to, I have a background in theater. I loved acting. I studied theater at York. And so it is, I think that being a character, instead of doing it with my body, I like to do it now on paper. But this is hard. This is hard for me to be Shanny on the camera here. But I'm doing my
best to make it easy for you, darling, and you're doing wonderfully. You're doing wonderfully. I'm just curious also, you mentioned about actors and artists, the gratitude that you have for the collaborative creative work, which for me, I guess, it's not dissimilar in poetry. There's collaborative works going on with your publisher, with an editor, with people that do initial readings of your work, that sort of stuff. I'm curious if that's the thing that you seek out most in when your play is finally being given over and picked up by a theater company, if that's the thing that you cherish most about being involved in theater.
Certainly, and I think leading up to the plays being produced, making them, though that period actually is so important, and I know that because of it, I've had different. I'll give you one example. The character Rob in The Hungriest Woman in the World. When I brought the play to St. John's, Newfoundland, he's a husband in the play, and he's a workaholic, and he's really. People thought he was just a complete, asshole, and they loved him as well, but they were like, oh my God, this guy is. And then when I had went through the process of different actors trying him on, he changed, and he became, his dimensionality grew, and I was so grateful to have two very talented actors put his skin on for me, Armand Anthony and then Christopher Sachin. They both added to Robert so much, and he became real. He became, so I think I answered your question. I hope I didn't go off track, but the process of working with the actors, and in all cases with all of the plays, the actors and the directors the directors see the play freshly with their own eyes, and then they bring their own things to it. And also the set designers, all those people just bring so much to the work, for sure.
Okay, I think we have just thank you. I think we might just have a couple of questions, 2 audience questions. Oh, and the Q&A, forgive me, I'm going to get to them. That's where we're at. Okay. When was this play first produced, and when is it going to be produced again? Karen Connolly wants to know. That's an important question.
Mona Rita was first produced in 2010. 2010, so a long time ago, and it toured. It was in Hamilton and Halifax and Winnipeg. It was a great run, and I loved every minute of it, and I was following them, Mona and Rita, around as much as I could to see it. So I don't know when it'll happen again, but now I have a little bit of a better chance having Trapsongs out in the world.
I hear it's ripe for a remount.
I love it, of course.
And Dale wants to know, do you think you'll write a novel at some point? Dale Furlong wants to know. Possible?
I don't know. I would love to try that, because I do like moving around in different forms. I like moving outside my comfort zone. I think is very recharging as a writer, to just try. But it would have to happen, like, if it would just have to happen the same way the plays happen, or the poetry. It would have to be, I don't think I can just sit down and try to write a novel. I think I need to have a novel kind of start to grow in my brain, and then see if I'm brave enough to try it out.
Well, honey, your strength is toiling that ground. So whatever, I'm right with you. If it's challenging, I'm going, there's a new thing to move towards. So, but I welcome anything you write. Just so you know. And I think that's good. I think what we'd like to do is pass this back to Hazel and Jay, and they want to close out with you. Shani, thanks for having me tonight. What a pleasure. I am so thrilled for your new book out in the world, and I look forward to new productions forth from here. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting.
Much love, a pleasure. Enjoy.
Wow, this has just been such an amazing event. We've just been sitting here enjoying it so very much. It feels like such a shame to have to be the bad duo now to come in and wrap things up. This hour has just flown by, but it's been just so fantastic. Yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah. Before we sort of do wrap up though, Shannon, do you have any final words that you might like to say?
I don't think I have anything more to say except thank you. Like, thank you to, I'm going to look in the camera because I'm going to look at the camera. Oh God. Thank you everyone for being with us tonight, and Kirby for hosting, and Ruth and Sara and Alex and both of you. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who has been part of this with me over the years, people who came to the plays and have cheered me on. I'm just, yeah, I'm a bit, you know, and the reading, Ruth and Sara, you just knocked it out of the park and brought it all back for me. So thank you. And I've got my special Got Me Drove Newfoundland mug here. If you're a theater creator, please look up the Women's Work Festival and find out about them, because they're an amazing, welcoming, marvelous festival that keeps growing. And the book, I dedicated the book to them and to Ruth and Sara and Mark. Mark was Fernando, who is the wonderful, delightful hairdresser, or stylist, I should say, in Mona Rita, who comes and saves the day. Anyway, thank you guys so much.
No, thank you, Shannon. You know, for being such a friend and collaborator all these years. It's been really wonderful to work with you on this book.
Yeah, it really has been.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you too to Kirby for all that you do, and for being such a beautiful, warm, and generous soul, and having such a wonderful conversation with Shannon tonight. It was great.
So great. And many of my thank yous are really repeating so much of what you've said, Shannon, as well. Very big thank you, of course, to Ruth and Sara for being able to join us tonight and to recreate that scene for Mona Rita. I think I can say on behalf of everyone in attendance tonight that was just amazing. It was so wonderful. Thank you so very much. And a very big special thank you as well to Sara for penning the introduction to this book. I know that it meant a lot to Shannon that Sara so graciously agreed to do that. And I just think it just frames and contextualizes the book in such a special way. So thank you very, very much.
One more thing I'm just remembering, really, I want to finally just say thank you to the wonderful people who gave me the testimonials on the back of the book. They were so generous and great. And also the photographers, the people who took the photos for the different shows. I wanted to say thank you to them too, and that their copies of the play are on their way. So
wonderful. And of course, you know, thank you to everyone out there in Zoom land who we can't see, but we know you're there. And it means a lot to Jay and I, certainly, and I know, speaking not to speak on your behalf, Shannon, but I know it must mean so much to you as well to have all of these people gather together tonight. And while of course we are unable, as we all know, 9 months into this pandemic, that we're not able to gather in person, but I really take such heart that we do have this virtual space that we are able to gather in, and I'm continually amazed at how intimate we can make this space. So thank you everyone for giving your time tonight to come and celebrate this really special moment with Shannon. It means a lot to all of us.
Yeah. And so just before we say goodnight, or end scene, as is probably the more appropriate thing to say, just a final reminder that you can order Trapsongs and Shannon's poetry collection, Precious Energy, from our website. You'll get 25% off until December 23rd. And that's all we really want to say. We're kind of sad this is over, I have to say. But thank you again to everyone for attending. We wish you all the rest of a great evening, and be well and stay safe.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Love you, Jane Hazel.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Everyone.
Bravo, bravo.
Oh.